being a cop in America can be pretty terrifying. Officers often come across creepy and unsettling scenes more often than you'd think, encountering people they'd rather never meet. Fortunately, some of these moments were captured on camera, and now you can witness the horrors that unfold during patrol. Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing police body cam videos ever recorded. But before we begin, a warning. The last story is truly shocking.
Yeah. Put a camera on this thing. Got a camera. Do you need a...
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. Is that it? Rolling? I got rolling. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
But for now, let's delve into this first disturbing encounter. It's December 25th, 2020, Christmas morning. While most of Nashville was waking up to enjoy the holiday, a 63-year-old man named Anthony Quinn Warner had other plans. He drove his RV into the heart of the city, parked on 2nd Avenue, and soon after, the quiet streets were filled with a chilling, robotic voice emanating from the vehicle.
This area must be evacuated now. This area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now.
The eerie voice was that of a digital female, calmly yet ominously warning everyone nearby to evacuate immediately. It repeated one bone-chilling message. This RV will explode in 15 minutes. Nashville police officers quickly sprang into action. Bodycam footage later released by authorities shows them walking through the deserted streets, urging anyone they found to evacuate for their own safety.
So you're not doing anything wrong, okay? You're not in trouble, but there is something serious happening down the roadway.
Go for 11.
Okay? Do you mind going down to 2nd and
Where do they need to go when they are evacuated?
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie.
Like the Purge?
Yeah.
Evacuate now. Evacuate now. Stay clear, vehicle. Stay clear, vehicle.
But it wasn't just the robotic warning that made this scene feel surreal. It was the music. Snippets of the 1964 hit song Downtown by Petula Clark played from the RV, adding a bizarre twist. The song, about finding joy in the city's hustle and bustle, echoed down the empty streets, a haunting contrast to the disaster that was about to unfold. As the countdown to the detonation ticked away, the urgency increased. But just as the robotic voice had warned, 15 minutes later, at 6:30 a.m., the RV exploded. The blast was massive, powerful enough to damage more than 50 buildings, some of which collapsed entirely. The destruction was catastrophic, with debris scattered for blocks. Footage captured by police body cams in the aftermath shows the scene resembling something straight out of an apocalyptic movie.
Are you guys okay? Okay.
No, my guys.
Where's your car?
How you doing?
Okay, go to your car.
What's going on?
217, myself and 215 are all on the route.
Man, make sure all units are direct. There may be ammo in the vehicle. We don't need anybody coming up the 2nd Avenue exposed.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
Despite the devastation, officers managed to evacuate most nearby residents in time, saving countless lives. Incredibly, only 3 people were injured, and they were quickly rushed to the hospital. Anthony Warner, the man responsible for the explosion, was still inside the RV when it detonated, the only fatality of the event. But why would someone do something so extreme? What led him to this? When investigators dug into Warner's past, they uncovered a disturbing picture. He was a paranoid loner, obsessed with conspiracy theories, particularly the belief that shape-shifting alien lizards were secretly taking over the world. His paranoia had been growing for years. Even more alarming, Warner's girlfriend had called the police 16 months before the explosion, warning them that he was building explosives inside the RV. But no action was taken. Then, less than a week before Christmas, Warner made a chilling comment to a neighbor. When asked if Santa would bring him anything good, Warner cryptically replied, "Oh yeah, Nashville and the world are never going to forget me." In the aftermath of the explosion, authorities struggled to determine Warner's true motive. It's believed that a fatal cancer diagnosis, coupled with his deteriorating mental health, drove him to this drastic act. Nashville will never forget that Christmas morning, an event shrouded in mystery, destruction, and unanswered questions. Did this first video leave you shocked? Then brace yourself for what's coming next. How would you react if you were a police officer and encountered something truly paranormal? It's a cold winter night, November 22nd, 2022. What started as a normal evening quickly turned into a chilling encounter that no one could have anticipated. A woman returns home from shopping, only to find her front door wide open. She's certain she locked it before she left. Panicked and fearing a break-in, she immediately calls the police.
How's it going? What seems to be the problem?
I left for a while to go shopping, and when I came home, the door is open. I think somebody broke in.
Does anyone live in the house?
Yes, my husband, myself, and our 2 kids, but they're out of town right now. They're with his parents.
And how many rooms do you have?
2 upstairs and 1 downstairs.
All right, we're gonna have to go and search the house. Is it okay if we go in?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have any like pets or dogs or anything?
No.
Just stay here, man.
The officers arrive, calm and professional. They speak with the woman before entering the house. But little did they know, this routine call was about to take a terrifying turn. As they start searching the home, the officers can't shake an uneasy feeling, as if something unseen was watching them. They split up, and then it happened.
Police! If anyone's here, make yourself known. Police!
The door to a cabinet slams shut on its own. The officers pause, tension rising in the room. But this is just the beginning.
Anyone inside? I'm gonna check downstairs, you get upstairs. Police! Anyone inside, make yourself known.
Not once, but twice, the doors slowly open, on their own. The police officer, seemingly on edge, ventures downstairs until something happens that no one can explain.
Downstairs, clearance.
Footsteps running across the upstairs hallway. The officer looks up, heart racing. But when he checks, there's no one there. Just an empty hall. Frozen, he senses something unsettling. Something he can't see, but can undeniably feel.
Upstairs clear?
Yeah, we're good.
His colleague calls out from downstairs, breaking the tension. The officer rushes down, shaken by what he's experienced, but the encounter lingers in his mind. The body cam footage cuts off, leaving us with more questions than answers. Did the officer ever tell the woman what happened? Did she sleep in the house that night, unaware of the haunting presence lurking within? We'll never know for sure, but one thing is clear. The officer's eerie encounter likely stayed with him long after he left. Did you find this encounter unsettling? Then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. It was the night of September 14th, 2003, at a hotel in Illinois. At first, everything seemed normal, until the front desk was flooded with calls from guests disturbed by loud screams coming from room 209. The strange part? No one had checked into that room. The hotel's security manager, John, decided to investigate, but what the surveillance cameras recorded was truly unsettling.
It should be 209. John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John.
Loud, blood-curdling screams echoed from room 209. John was advised to wait for the police before entering, but he didn't. He couldn't shake the urgency in those screams.
Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there.
As he stepped inside, the scene was chilling. Furniture overturned, carpets ripped up, and the shower running. But there was no one there. Did you see it? Look closely. A white, shadowy figure drifted out of the room just as John stepped in. Over the years, guests had frequently complained about unsettling noises from room 209, especially late at night. The hotel manager revealed numerous reports of screams, whispers, and unexplainable sounds echoing through the halls, all originating from that very room. To this day, the incident remains one of the creepiest paranormal encounters ever captured on camera. Paranormal encounters are terrifying, but what happens when, instead of a ghostly figure, you come face to face with something far worse? Deranged people, preying on others. It was October 11th, 2016, a cold winter night in Menasha, Wisconsin. The police received an alarming report about two individuals dressed as clowns causing chaos, chasing civilians through the streets. This incident occurred during the infamous wave of creepy clown sightings that spread worldwide, where people in clown costumes frightened unsuspecting strangers, some even wielding weapons. But what the police encountered that night would leave a lasting impression.
There could be more there. All with them. 47 or 441.
Over.
When the officers arrived at the scene, they found the clowns standing eerily still in the dark. As the law enforcement approached, they instructed the clowns to show their hands, ensuring no weapons were concealed.
Guys, just make sure to keep your hands where we can see them, alright?
217 down there. 217.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
634.
Going to be on north at Buchanan with Wisconsin Auto.
Instead of complying quickly, the clowns moved slowly, extending their hands to the side, never breaking eye contact with the officers. A chilling and tense moment caught on camera. While the encounter might seem harmless compared to some of the more disturbing clown sightings that month, there was a darker layer to this story. Shockingly, one of the clowns, a 26-year-old man, had been driven to the location by his wife. What made this even more disturbing? The couple had left their 4-year-old child home alone for hours while they pulled off this bizarre prank. As a result, both parents faced serious consequences. The woman, already on probation, was taken into custody at the Winnebago County Jail, while the man received a warning. Charges of child neglect were filed against the couple, and the child was placed into care. This incident serves as a haunting reminder of how far some people will go to join a disturbing trend, and the real-life consequences that follow. It's unsettling to realize how often we take the safety of our everyday surroundings for granted. If the cops hadn't arrived just in time, who knows how much worse the situation could have been. But now, let's move on to something even more disturbing. On the evening of September 30th, 2021, panic gripped the quiet Flamingo Lake neighborhood in Montgomery, Texas. 3 children, 2 aged 6, 1 aged 7, had gone missing. What started as an innocent adventure in the Sam Houston National Forest quickly turned into every parent's nightmare. The kids had wandered off the main trail, drawn to a creek deep in the forest. As the hours passed, fear spread throughout the community. By nightfall, a massive search was launched. Helicopters, search dogs, drones, off-road vehicles. Hundreds of police officers from multiple agencies were involved. But despite their efforts, the children remained lost in the vast, dark forest. Then, at around 9 a.m., the next morning, a twist of fate changed everything. An anonymous Good Samaritan, familiar with the woods, decided to take matters into his own hands. Venturing deep into the national forest on his own, he began his search. And against all odds, he found them, just over a mile from where they had first entered the forest. Sergeant Jason Smith's Bodycam footage captured the emotional moment when the kids were brought to safety.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me.
They wouldn't let me in over here last night. I just took off around the back. They've been looking all night long.
Yes, sir. I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
Good, ain't Jesus good?
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods? Come on,
then.
buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We're going to get something to eat. Okay? You want to hold my hand? We'll get out of here?
Lost for over 24 hours, these children had endured a cold night, sheltering under a fallen tree, their hair tangled with leaves and branches. Yet, as the footage shows, their spirits remained surprisingly high.
Here, let's grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong?
I don't think
Lose your shoe? I got you.
In the video, you can see Sergeant Smith gently guiding the children through the woods toward safety. And then, the clearing, a line of cop cars waiting, the end of their ordeal in sight.
Thank you, Bill. Y'all got it? Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road. Whoa, good. What? There you go, buddy. Look at you. You made it.
It's chilling to consider what might have happened if they hadn't been found. The elements can be unforgiving, especially for young children. But thanks to the determination of the Good Samaritan and the tireless efforts of law enforcement, they were brought back home safely to their worried parents. A heartwarming rescue, but also a reminder of how easily a simple adventure can turn into a life-threatening situation. If you find these 5 encounters unsettling, then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. This is one of the most disturbing encounters ever recorded. It all happened on January 30th, 2017, when a disturbing 911 call came into the New Mexico police from an unlikely witness, a man in Nevada. He claimed to have seen something terrifying, a woman being forced out of her Las Vegas apartment by a man and shoved into a white van with Texas plates. Less than 24 hours later, police had tracked down the van and arrested the 2 men inside.
Passenger!
Once the suspects were out of the vehicle, the cops approached the white van. But what they found in the back of that vehicle was far more disturbing than they ever imagined.
Yeah. Put a camera on this thing. Got a camera. Do you need a...
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. Got it? Rolling? I got rolling. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
I got pictures of her and I got pictures of the chains.
Inside the van, chained to the floorboards, was a woman named Jane. She had been abducted from her home by her ex-boyfriend, Jack. The terror in her eyes was unmistakable, but her story, that was even more chilling. Jane told the officers that Jack had broken into her apartment, overpowering her despite her desperate attempts to fight him off. It was thanks to an alert neighbor who saw the struggle and called the police that she was saved in time. But the nightmare didn't end there. As Jack sat calmly in the back of the police car, he didn't seem worried or remorseful. In fact, he casually asked the officer if he had a favorite hymn before eerily beginning to sing Amazing Grace as they drove him to jail.
You got a favorite hymn?
What's that?
You got a favorite hymn?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never been into them. What about you?
What about Amazing Grace? You like that one?
I'll take it.
Amazing Grace, how sweet.
And Jack wasn't alone in this twisted plot. His accomplice, 19-year-old Samuel Brown, sat in the other police car. Unlike Jack, Samuel was visibly shaken. He asked the officer if they could talk, admitting he was terrified of what was happening.
Is it okay to talk? Is it okay to talk? Yeah. Anything. I'm just kind of scared. Okay. What are the police gonna ask me?
As the investigation unfolded, the police discovered something even more terrifying. Jack and Samuel had planned to take Jane to a cave Jack had dug into a hillside in New Mexico, a place they intended to use to brainwash her into marrying one of them. Can you imagine? If that 911 call hadn't been made, Jane's fate could have been horrifyingly different. In the end, Jack was sentenced to life in prison for the abduction, while Samuel received just over 5 years. But even though justice was served, it's hard to shake the thought of what might have happened if the police hadn't found that van. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.